Predator. The film begins with a toy spaceship dropping off something on Earth, but that's probably not important. While on Earth, we see something else drop off a payload, with Dutch, played by the legendary Arnold Schwarzenegger, meeting with the General, and not quite Ernie Hudson, but Carl Weathers as Dylan.
You son of a bitch! CIA got you pushing too many pencils?
One broy mid-air arm wrestling match, and we discuss why Dutch is here is because we need him to make a team to go get someone in the jungle. But things don't seem to be adding up because why do they need him in a team when they could just send the military? Don't worry about it. Fair point. So with some Little Richards, they form a team with the governor of California, Blaine, played by wrestler and governor of Minnesota, Jesse the Body Ventura.
Bunch of slapjaws around here. This stuff will make you a goddamn sexual tyrannosaurus. Just like me.
Billy, played by Native American actor and attempted governor of Kentucky, Sonny Laham. There's a resident nerd and dirty joke lover, Hawkins, who's played by someone who's more used to directing and writing, Shane Black. There's Pancho, who knows Spanish, and Mac is also there, who seems to be shaving his already shaved face. So the girls put on their makeup, and we drop into the jungles of Central America, which they were apparently agreeing to hell to film in. After a little bit of walking and terrible trigger discipline, we find a crashed helicopter. But seemingly they were able to take it down, but they didn't really loot it for some reason. Billy tracking and finds some beef jerky, but it's under attack by Nosferatu. They kick a real vulture for no reason, and it turns out one of the skin guys, Dutch, knows them, and someone with infrared is watching them. After some jungle marching, and they find the camp, and the guy they're supposed to, too late. So they bring out the big guns, and toss a truck at them. They find Anna, and it turns out that Dylan wasn't being true about their mission. They were actually here to get intel and take out the guerrillas. And because they tore up the village too good, they had to go all the way back to the beginning of the level. They're also bringing Anna, because why not? She might know something. Like, who the hell keeps watching us with infrared? Billy feels their presence, but he doesn't see them. Put your fucking finger off the goddamn trigger when you're pointing your gun around. Anna makes her escape, but Hawkins grabs her, but then he gets grabbed by the Invisible Man. Which sounds only a little bit weirder than the jungle came alive and grabbed him, because, I mean, jungles do that. You ever seen a stick bug? So let's split up, gang, to look for Hawkins. Well, the cameraman found him. But Blaine got gotted by a jungle laser. And Max sees the Invisible Man, so they get their guns out and do some mowing, American style. They're able to blow up some glow sticks, but that's probably not important. The group sets up camp as the Invisible Man turns out to be a lizard. He patches his wound. The humans are going crazy. They're hearing the voices of their dead friends, random screaming, they're stabbing pigs. Blaine's body's gone and all the traps weren't even springed. What the hell is going on? Luckily, Anna just learns English. They start realizing if the thing can bleed, we can kill it. So let's set up even more traps. Time for a montage. They got their trap set up, but they forgot bait, so Dutch, get out there. And they capture the thing, but it remembers it has a plasma caster, just as everyone remembered it had guns. Everyone scatters and gets picked off one by one. The group reforms on a tree bridge, but Billy makes his last stand, bringing out his machete, looking hella deadly. Mano y mano, like a badass, fuck you, no sword fight. Billy dies off screen.
Son of the morning star, that guy right there. Fuck, I really hated him. So I died there. He rolled over and squashed me.
One hell of a mosquito bite to the neck, and we're down to our last two. But they start realizing the predator is only after people with guns, so Dutch kicks the gun out of the lady's hand.
Oh! Get to the chopper!
One of the most iconic movie lines of all time, supposedly improv by Arnold, and he probably says it twice a day. And also Anna was part of the guerrilla, so she's not going to have a nice time at the American helicopter. Dutch stays behind, and he runs for it, right off a cliff. And then right off a waterfall. But no time to feel pain, because he has to escape again. Getting covered in mud, and the thing doesn't see him. Because it's looking for something in infrared, and the mud cooled him down, which is why pigs do that. So Dutch now got set up for the climax. A really exciting climax where he has to use his brain smarts to fight off the monster, but the Predator eventually gets him. But instead of killing Dutch right away, the Predator has a sense of honor, so he decides to take off all of his junk and fights him Yacha to man, going from infrared to just red.
You one ugly motherfucker.
Yeah, I'm related to uglier. Revealing one of the most iconic alien designs in movie history, wonderfully brought to life by Stan Winston. But originally, it didn't always look like this. It had a far more bug design. Not a bad design, but those digitigrade legs, which would be hard even today, especially in a time without CGI and running around in the jungle. Originally, he was going to be played by Jean-Claude Van Damme of all people, right before his career took off. Like, he practically just got off the boat from Belgium to America, then he was sent all the way down to Mexico, and he didn't get this suit originally, because the Predator always had an invisible gimmick, so he got this bright red one that they were going to chrome key out. He got super duper pissed having to run around like a giant red lobster, and he wasn't able to even really do any of his martial arts, so he quit the film. He eventually found Kevin Pryor Hall, who also cameos as the helicopter pilot at the end of the film. Unlike Jean-Claude, who was a short 5'10", actually looked intimidating next to Arnold, and the rest was history. The voice of the Predator is surprisingly done by Peter Cullen, Optimus Prime himself. Don't worry about Jean-Claude, because a year later he'll make Bloodsport and become an icon. The two giants square off, and Dutch is actually having a hard time, which is pretty impressive if this is what the Predator sees. Dutch tries leading the Predator into a trap, but he ain't no dummy, so he walks around. But Dutch is able to kick a thing and drop a tree onto the Predator.
What the hell are you?
Then the Predator opens a thing on his arm and pushes the code. Oh shit! He somehow survives that. And Anna and Dutch fly off to safety. Then right before the credits, we get this like sitcom opening with all the main characters just smiling at the camera. It's so weird. I love it. Except Arnold, who gives a worried expression. It's probably symbolic, or maybe he just didn't get the memo. Hawkins is reading issue 408 of Sergeant Rock, who also fought a Predator. I don't know, James Gunn seems to like him. Final body count, 76. 10 by the actual Predator. This film's iconic for a reason. It's essentially a stealth horror movie, beginning like any other 80s action film. But twist, the hunter becomes the hunted, as a giant alien starts picking off one by one like a slasher film. The effects and alien design is incredible. We don't learn a whole lot about the alien, but what we do see is very interesting. He's hunting people like how humans would hunt a deer, but he also has a sense of honor, not just immediately killing Dutch, but giving him a fighting chance. The diverse cast is fun. You genuinely grow to like them, and feel bad when they get killed off, but the kills are pretty cool. And it's interesting seeing Dutch having to think strategically to fight the Predator rather than just brute forcing him with a gun. Also, there's some obvious symbolism of the big macho buff guys being replaced by an even bigger, machoer, buffer thing. Kind of like how a lot of scummy producers tend to threaten women if they could get replaced by a prettier, bigger woman. 8.5 out of 10. Let me know your opinions down below, as well as hitting the like button, subscribing if you're new, and hitting hype on mobile.